Hey, hi, how's it going? Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face using all Wet n Wild products. Wet n Wild is pretty new to New Zealand. We have it here in Farmers and I was lucky enough to be sent some goodies. We're going to start with the primer. This is the Wet n Wild Cover All Primer. This primer says it helps to refine pores, fill in fine lines, brighten complexion and even the skin tone. For foundation, we're going to be using the Wet n Wild Cover All Cream Foundation in the shade here. Today I'm also going to be testing out the Manicare Flawless Complexion Sponge. It's huge. This foundation is a medium to full coverage, lightweight and satin matte finish. So I'm going to dot it all over my face and then blend it in. I'm going to use the bottom of the sponge. I'm going to see if using the long side of the sponge is a bit easier because now for concealer, the only concealer I got was this Wet n Wild Cover All Concealer Stick. And I actually filmed the first impressions with all of this, but the footage didn't really turn out right, and so I have tried this and it was just no, it just didn't work for me. I tried it under the eyes and it was just too thick and it was really hard to blend, and I also used it as an eyelid primer and it just stuck the eyeshadow. Like I wasn't able to blend it. It looked really bad. There was like random lines in my eyeshadow and I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna pass on this. I'm gonna give it to somebody because it's just not right for me. So I'm just gonna go in with another concealer and just conceal my under eyes, etc, etc. Also that sponge that I was trying out, don't like it. It was a very dense sponge. It was very hard to blend and I feel like it soaked up a lot of the foundation, which isn't great. Like it just feels really patchy and it feels like I'm not wearing much foundation even though this is a medium to full coverage. So I'm yet to pick up all the Wet n Wild brushes. We do have them available in store, but every store that I go to they're sold out. Been lucky enough to try one, but I definitely want to try more. Now this foundation seems to be sticking to this concealer because I've used this concealer before and I really like it, but it's very hard to blend out, which is odd because I've never had a problem with this concealer before. So to set my face I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild Colour Icon. This is technically a bronzer, but it's in the shade Reserve Your Cabana and it's like the shade of my face, so I'm just going to use it to set my foundation instead. I'm going to take this Real Techniques buffing brush and put that under my eyes. I'm now going to take my Real Techniques powder brush and apply that bronzer to the rest of my face. Alright, moving on to brows, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in the shade Ash Brown. Comes with a wax and 2 brow shades. And what I really like about this is it also comes with some little tools. But the background here looks like a mirror, but you can actually pull it out. So you can use this on the go, which I think is very smart. I'm going to take this Colourpop brush. I'm not sure the names, but it's just the angled brush. Now I'm very scared about this because I'm not the biggest fan of using powder, so we'll just see how we go. I reckon this powder is good. I just need a bit more practice. I'm next just going to take through a brow gel because I don't have a Wet n Wild one, but I need one. Alright, let's move back into the face. I'm going to now use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in the shade Dolce Delice. To me, that is more of a bronzer, so I'm going to use that as more of a bronzer instead of a contour. I'm just going to pick up my Real Techniques multitask brush. Just give myself a bit of... yeah, see that it's definitely more of a bronze than a contour. That's okay. Alright, now for blush, I'm going to be taking this Simple Glam Girls Unicorn brush. I use it for blush. I do have a code if you want to save some money. It'll be down below. I have 2 blushes from Wet n Wild. They're both the Wet n Wild Colour Iconic. I've got one in the colour Rose Champagne and Mellow Wine. I think I'm going to take the colour Rose Champagne. Now I have used, like I said, these blushes before and I do like them. Alright, to the eyes. So I have this eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild. It is one of their colour iikonn eyeshadow palettes. It's in the shade Comfort Zone. And each of the shades, they don't actually have shade names, but they're just titled Brow Bone, Eyelid, Crease and Definer. So I'm going to use this today how the palette tells me to use it, and we'll see how it turns out. I think I'm going to stick with the nude sides today. So I'm first going to dip into this shade here for crease with my Phoenix Cosmetics, I think it's just a blending brush, again that doesn't have a name. So that is a nice colour for the crease. I'm now going to use this Carousel blending brush. It's more of a dense blending brush to the one we just used. And then I'm going to take this shade here called Definer, and I'm going to put that on the outer third of my eye and just in the crease to just create a little bit more definition. Black that is. And there was nothing on this brush beforehand. So we are going for a smoky eye apparently. That escalated real quickly. Now I'm going to take this flat shader brush, I have no idea where it's from, that has no name, and I'm going to pick up the pinky champagne shade for the eyelid. Oh, that is pretty. And that's with a clean brush, it's not wet or anything. Alright, and last but not least, I'm going to take this unmarked brush, go into this eyebrow shade here. It's a very light gold kind of colour, and I'm going to put that on my, it's not eyebrow, it's brow bone. I'm going to put it on my brow bone, and I think my inner corner too. I'm just going to go back into that crease colour, and I'm just going to take the smallest amount and drag that underneath my eye. So I'm just going to go back into that brow bone shade and put that, just drag that on the lower half of my inner corner. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm now going to take this Wet n Wild Colour Iikonn Kohl Eyeliner in the shade Baby's Got Black. It's a really long pencil too. Ooh. It's very pigmented, which is nice, so it'll be interesting now to see how long it stays on the waterline especially. Alright, now I'm going to go on to highlighting, one of my favourite parts, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Palette in the shade Catwalk Pink. Today I'm going to take a mixture of these two lighter shades here. I think those ones might be a bit dark for me, but they'd be good for using on the eyes, or the inner corner would be gorgeous. Before I put on my mascara and lips, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. Let's see how the spray goes. Ooh, that is, I'm not sure if you, I have no idea if you saw that, but it's a really big wide mist and it's quite thin, which is nice. Honestly, one spray covers the entire face. Alright, mascara time. This is one of my favourites, the Wet n Wild NYX Fanatic Cat Eye Mascara. Can you see that? This mascara is great. And for my lips today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Velvet Matte Lip Color in the shade Turned Orange. I do like that colour, it's going to be perfect for summertime. And there you have it, that is the final look of me using a full face using Wet n Wild products. Definitely some I love and definitely some I'm either going to have to work with or I'm not sure. I love the illuminating palette, it's gorgeous. Absolutely love the mascara, love the eyeliner, love the setting spray, and love the blushes as I mentioned earlier. A couple of things I'm not sure on. The foundation, here I'll zoom you in. So I zoomed you right in, and can you see how it's already creasing under my eyes, and the concealer I used today I've used hundreds of times and I've never had this problem. And also around my nose, the foundation's already going. And I didn't even put it on that long ago. Around my mouth too. And I also feel like it made the eyeshadow stick. So like you can see here, I've tried to blend these edges out, but they just don't want to. So I'm not sure if it's this foundation on my skin or it was the sponge that I used. Maybe I need to apply it differently. And I'm not going to discard just yet. I'm going to give it another go. The shade match is perfect, but I'm just not sure. And I think these eyeshadows need a better base. Could be the foundation, I'm not sure. So I'm definitely going to give both of these a go. Not my favorite at the moment, but I'm not ruling them out just yet. Next time you're in Farmers, make sure you check out the Wet n Wild stand. I recommend starting with the blushes, the brushes, or the mascara because I love, or the highlighter. Ooh, or the highlighter. Love those products. Let me know what you love from Wet n Wild. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!